Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Good morning and welcome to The Splash Live. I am Larry Nilan. A very happy Monday to all of you in West Bloomfield, Keogh Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake Village. The Splash Live is Greater West Bloomfield's daily TV and radio streaming show. Watch us live Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 10 a.m. on Civic Center TV. Also watch us on Comcast Channel 15, AT&T Channel 99, on the web at Civic Center TV, on Civic Center TV's Facebook app, and you can also even listen to us live on 89.3 Lakes FM. The Splash Live is part of Civic Center TV and Lakes FM's 90 minutes of local live programming. Well, it looks like it's a little cloudy to start the day here in West Bloomfield, about 70 degrees, but it's shaping up to be a beautiful late summer day here. Partly cloudy skies the rest of today, and the temps will be peaking around 77. Tonight it looks like it's going to be clear and going down to around 62, and look forward to a mostly sunny Tuesday with temperatures around 82 degrees. Well, we are just 2 days away from the big summer Sylvan Fun event in Sylvan Lake. Head on over to the Sylvan Lake Community Center from 6 to 8 p.m. where Oakland County Parks and Rec will provide bounce houses, rock climbing, obstacles, and slides. You can also enjoy croquet, cornhole, and more. And don't miss out on the Sugar Rush ice cream truck where you can get an assortment of frozen goodies. Again, that is this Wednesday, August 24th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Sylvan Lake Community Center. Don't miss it. And one day later, on Thursday, August 25th, as hard as it is to believe, it is the opener for the West Bloomfield football Lakers team. The Lakers will be heading to Detroit and Wayne State University for a neutral site game, taking on the Titans of Sterling Heights-Stevenson. That game begins at 7 p.m. and can be seen live right here, starting on WBTV, and then switching over to Civic Center TV after the West Bloomfield Parks meeting. And it can also be heard live on 89.3 Lakes FM. Well, on the football front, our own Tyler Keefe recently attended the Lakers Media Night and had the chance to speak to one of the unsung heroes of every high school football team, and that is a player's mom. Let's check in now with Tyler and see who he had the opportunity to speak with.
I'm Tyler Keefe. I'm here with Raina Harris. She is the mother of Rob Harris, linebacker for the West Bloomfield Lakers. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm excited about the new season with the West Bloomfield Lakers. Your son, Rob, a key player on the defensive side of the ball, coming into his senior year, am I correct?
Yes, he is.
So how excited is he to play for this team, coming back after a successful season last year, championship year the year before, and having that leadership role in 2022-23?
He is extremely excited. He's excited about his teammates. He's excited about the season and what's coming forward. They're just hyped and ready to go.
A year ago, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to be in a situation where we could get back out, kind of make this a real community aspect again, like football's always been in the past in so many communities like West Bloomfield. For you and for the Touchdown Booster Club, how important is that to have that element of community be so more heavily involved this year?
It is extremely important. As a matter of fact, we're trying our hardest to get the word out there, to let everybody know that WB is on the map. We're here. We want the community to come out and support the program and to help to just build the camaraderie with the school and the community.
Going back to the Touchdown Booster Club, tell us about some of the ways that helps support this program in West Bloomfield and help them continue to expand the depth of the program.
So as members of the Touchdown Booster Club, we're here to support the football program any way we can. We're trying to raise money to make sure that the boys get everything they need. They're an awesome group of kids. Like you said, they're championship level kids. And so we want to make sure that we're able to meet their needs so that they can come out and look and perform like champions.
Anything else for us today? Any predictions for the season for Rob in particular?
Well, I think we're going to have an awesome season. I think we are ready to go. I'm thinking that my son is going to really show out on that field as well as the rest of his teammates. They are ready. So watch out for WB. We are coming back strong.
The key player from that linebacking core coming back this year, it's Robert Harris. I'm with Raina Harris, and I'm Tyler Keefe.
Thank you, Tyler, and a special thanks to Raina Harris, who has put a lot of time and energy in to help make her son one of the best players on the West Bloomfield Lakers roster this season. Again, they kick off the 2022-23 season this Thursday at 7 p.m. at Wayne State University against the Sterling Heights Stevenson Titans. Well, we're going to take a quick break here on the Splash Live, and when we come back, it's time to put your feet first as we're joined by Dr. Meaghan Stoinski from Feet First Podiatry in West Bloomfield. Stay with us here on the Splash Live.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be like happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine. I'm feeling good.
Let's savor these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
Connect with local leaders, philanthropists, and more. The Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce presents the 2022 Leadership Breakfast. Join the Chamber for a morning of insight with guest speaker Laura Graneman, with the whole event emceed by Fox 2 News anchor Roop Raj. Join your local businesses at the Wabeat Country Club September 13th at 8:30 a.m. Order your tickets by September 6th at westbloomfieldchamber.com/breakfast. We'll see you there. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live. I am Larry Nilan. As I'm sure like a lot of you, I've had my share of foot problems over the years, and it's always good to know a great podiatrist is just down the street. Joining us now is one of those podiatrists, Dr. Meaghan Stoinski of Feet First Podiatry in West Bloomfield. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So whenever I speak to a physician, the first thing I always like to know is what inspired you to go into your specific field, in your case, the treatment of the foot, podiatric medicine?
Yes, I was hit by a drunk driver as a pedestrian, which required 2 foot surgeries. And I grew up around medicine because my dad's a radiologist, so that swayed my path. I never knew what a podiatrist was prior to that. And then I learned, hey, women can do surgery and, work 3 days a week. And now we're even branching into a lot of preventative care, which I love the most. So it affords a lot of different facets of medicine and a stable lifestyle.
So right now, what are some of the more common foot problems that people come in to be treated for these days?
Sure, we see a lot of plantar fasciitis, fractures, as it gets into the winter time. People will slip on ice, especially around Michigan. We deal with a lot of fungal resistance and elements within the nails. But I think the biggest misconception about podiatry is that all we trim is toenails, and there's so much more to it in terms of musculoskeletal care and taking that next step of prevention so that people don't get stuck on this chronic path of, oh, I need to see my podiatrist for these symptoms, but really getting down to what's contributing to the reason that you continue to have this problem.
So you mentioned plantar fasciitis. That's one foot problem that I've never been diagnosed with, but I have a lot of friends and relatives who've had it, and it's a struggle to get through it. So what is plantar fasciitis exactly?
Yeah, so plantar fasciitis is inflammation specifically within your plantar fascia. So if this is, your foot. You can consider the back of this your leg. This is like your Achilles tendon. And then this is your plantar fascia where it supports your arch. People get inflammation of the band right where it attaches into the heel bone. That can be acute, can be subacute, it can also be chronic. A lot of people have pain first thing in the morning, and it's related to muscles that are tight in the back of your foot, and then causes pain all throughout your arch.
And then, so a lot of some friends of mine have gotten like some sort of insoles, and it seems to help them a little bit. But then when they start going back to their activities that caused it, it starts all back up again. So how do you get out of the cycle of that being a chronic issue?
Yes, so the two things that I highly recommend for plantar fasciitis, number one is the orthotics. Number two are calf stretches. A lot of people like to roll a frozen water bottle under their foot, which to me is actually very aggressive to an inflamed area. I brought some of our supplements. So this one specifically is called Inflammation Care Plus. I don't know if you can see the little Feet First, but anyway, this is medical grade turmeric, and I love this because it targets the inflammation problem. So your body has a really unique way, if there's an area of inflammation or damage, to go and sit there. And so people will come in. I've had plantar fasciitis every 3 months for years, and so you're really not addressing the inflammation problem, and that targets the chronicity of the condition. We also, so a lot of people do anti-inflammatories. That's my favorite, anti-inflammatory, icing in the area, and then addressing the biomechanics with the stretching. A lot of people need some sort of house shoe with arch support, and they're just not using the right devices in terms of support for their activity levels.
So I would be remiss if I didn't mention the chronic problem that I have. I have an issue, a posterior tibial tendon issue, which now that I don't run as much, it doesn't bother me like it used to. But it's a very frustrating thing because it's kind of near. It was near the left side of my arch, and it would kind of go all the way up the leg a little bit. It was crazy. It was a crazy condition.
Yes, a lot of people don't realize how intimately related the ankle and the foot are. So the posterior tibial tendon comes from up above the ankle and comes down. So a lot of people with flat feet, their arch drops down and overstretches that tendon. So that tendon is doing too much work all the time. So getting some support in there is important. And then again, taking it that next step to address the inflammation that's been there for a long time. Inflammation that goes untreated turns into degeneration or weakening. So a lot of people will feel unstable in their ankles. They may have the pain addressed, but long term, optimizing the function is, in my opinion, even more important than the symptoms that you present with right away.
Yeah, you mentioned the word function. I know you're a huge proponent of functional medicine. Can you explain to our audience what exactly functional medicine is and what led to your passion for it?
Absolutely. So basically, I was diagnosed with a predisposition to developing Alzheimer's disease in my family, over 100%. And I took a very proactive role to figure out how I could reduce my risk factors. The current research shows that you can prevent or reverse cognitive decline by targeting inflammatory pathways. There's 36 different pathways within the body. So I've been able to kind of tailor that to podiatry and really make it a wellness experience for a lot of patients. So when people are coming in, again, we're looking at inflammation, also resources, and what is accessible to them, also what they're motivated to do. With functional medicine, it's not anti-medications, but it's lifestyle changes first, then supplementation, and then instituting medications when it's indicated. We also have an injection that is a homeopathic anti-inflammatory injection. and I love it. We inject that in areas of inflammation around tendons, where otherwise, if you use steroid, you're at risk for rupturing the tendons in those areas. So there's not a great alternative to it. And there is such a need for educating about kind of creating a bridge between where other modalities might be more appropriate than what we've the traditional school of thought has become.
So you mentioned that the impetus for this was that you found out that you had a predisposition to Alzheimer's. What is that process like? How did you find that out?
Yes, I went to the Cleveland Clinic and had an entire workup within the functional medicine department. I look at lifestyle changes in terms of epigenetics because that's where the research is excelling. So it's not so much, oh, I have these genes, so I'm destined to get Alzheimer's or I'm destined to get diabetes. It's what environment am I creating for my cells that either accelerates these genes or inactivates them. So epigenetics is the environment you're creating for your genes, and lifestyle determines that the most. So your nutrition, your exercise, your sleep hygiene, stress management, and then addressing toxins. A lot of the nerve conditions that we see span. So people have peripheral neuropathy, it may be from a vitamin deficiency, it might be from a buildup of toxins in their system. And when they're not getting a clear answer from where this might be coming from otherwise, and they've had years and years of nerve workup, you really have to start thinking of toxins. So I love putting all the pieces together and allowing people to have more information as to how they can really get better.
So you mentioned that you had to go to the Cleveland Clinic for that examination. Are we close to a time where something like that's going to be just readily available? Everyone's going to be able to see what possibly their future could be, physically and medically, and it's going to be where everyone's going to be able to have all this information in front of them, unlike now.
A lot of people ask me that, how can I have the workup that you had? And I believe that where medicine and health is the best way to optimize your condition, as well as financially, how our health climate is being educated about those ways, because as you touched on, there really isn't a good fast track for getting the information that you need in an accessible fashion. It is my mission to help start that process and just kind of coach people along the way, really using what my experience has been to allow people to get a lot of the same benefits without, having to go drive to Cleveland to do so.
Well, Doctor, so for those who would like to get in touch with you and the rest of the staff there at Feet First Podiatry, how can they do that?
Yes, we are in the Lakes Medical Center, and that address is 2300 Haggerty Road, Suite 1175, West Bloomfield, of course. Our number is 248-624-8338. We also have a website, feetfirstmi.com. You can send us a message on there. Feel free to call the office, and we'd be happy to set up a consultation with you.
Doctor, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
That's Dr. Meaghan Stoinski from Feet First Podiatry in West Bloomfield. We're going to take a quick break here on the Splash Live, and when we come back, sorry kids, but we are just 1 week away from the first full day of school. We'll be joined by Assistant Superintendent of Learning Services for the West Bloomfield School District, Scott Long. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be like happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Connect with local leaders, philanthropists, and more. The Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce presents the 2022 Leadership Breakfast. Join the Chamber for a morning of insight with guest speaker Laura Graneman, with the whole event emceed by Fox 2 News anchor Roop Raj. Join your local businesses at the Wabeat Country Club September 13th at 8:30 a.m. Order your tickets by September 6th at westbloomfieldchamber.com/breakfast. We'll see you there. And now, back to the Splash, live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live. I am Larry Nilan. Well, it's hard to believe, but Monday, August 29th is the first full day of school for local students. And joining us now is Scott Long, Assistant Superintendent of Learning Services for the West Bloomfield School District. Scott, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, thank you for having me. Good morning to you.
Good morning. So we'll start off by talking about this is the first year in quite some time where the West Bloomfield School District will not be led by Dr. Gerald Hill, as its superintendent, Dr. Danya Bazzi, has taken over the reins from the retiring Dr. Hill. Can you talk a little bit about Dr. Hill and the transition to Dr. Bazzi at the West Bloomfield School District?
Yeah, without question. Dr. Hill is going to be greatly missed. He was a visionary leader, led a lot of innovation in our district. And he just supported leaders throughout the district to be the very best that they could be. I know I'm personally indebted to him for all the roles and opportunities that he gave me. But there always comes a time for an end of somebody's career. And, I wish Dr. Hill the very best in his retirement. And we are super excited to have Dr. Bazzi on board. She's already come in and hit the ground running. She is just like Dr. Hill in the sense of very innovative, very hands-on. She's going to roll up her sleeves and be an active part of our schools and our community. And she is just so excited to be in the district, and we're so pumped up to be able to follow her leadership.
One thing that Dr. Bazzi is going to help implement is West Bloomfield School District's strategic plan. Could you talk a little bit about just what that plan is and how that's going to benefit the students of West Bloomfield?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the most important things is the process that we've gone through since last year to build this plan, in the sense that we've involved stakeholders from the community, from our schools and our leaders throughout the schools since day one on building this plan. It started back in the fall of last year when members of MASB, Michigan Association of School Boards, came in and surveyed our entire community about what their hopes were for the school district, what they thought were strengths of the school district, what they wanted to see better. There were even some focus groups that we did last fall that continue with them coming in and doing walkthroughs of the schools and checking things out. And then we had a strategic planning retreat that involved over about 70 people, where we sat down and looked at our data from the last 5 years and really directed and created a vision that we can rally behind, a mission, a set of beliefs, so that we can create very clear goals each year. And so Dr. Bazzi is going to be leading the charge with that, and we're excited. I think when you think about what that vision is, we're talking about all of our students in the district being contributors, being communicators, being critical thinkers, and collaborators, so that they're empowered for the life ahead that they have for themselves. And so when we think about the opportunity that we have to empower our learners and to give them that strength, and knowing that they're in charge of their learning, is absolutely huge. We also think in terms of our mission, it's super important for us to give every single student in the district opportunities, experiences, and tools for the journey that lies ahead of them. So that's kind of where we're going with our direction, and we just can't wait to be able to support our students.
So something that will be nice to help implement that strategic plan is a beautiful new middle school building. So I'm sure you've been to the new middle school. Can you talk about just what that building's like and just what some of the new and unique things are there to offer the students?
It's mind-blowing. I'm actually in the building right now. We have all of our new teachers that just got hired in the building today for training, and I'm actually in the lower yellow teal house, and it is something that I can never even have imagined, the way this building is built and the opportunities it's going to give our kids and our teachers. So this house that I'm in right here, it has 7 classrooms around me, and there's actually garage doors that open up that come into this big collaborative space where you have couches, high top tables, low top tables, sharing screens, whiteboards, everything that kids need to be able to work collaboratively and break down the walls of a traditional classroom is here. So what it's going to allow our teachers to be able to do, if you're a teacher in one of these houses, you're going to be able to do some very flexible grouping. Just because you have a student that's in social studies class second hour doesn't mean they have to be there. Like, we can group kids across classrooms. They can move these spaces and work very collaboratively. So when we think about that vision that we have of all of our kids being collaborators, these spaces ensure that we have that physical opportunity to be able to do that. The athletic fields out in the back are unbelievable. The auditoria, where it's a combination of a cafeteria and our auditorium, is absolutely state of the art. Our students are so lucky to be able to have this building.
Yeah, kids might actually tell their parents, no, don't pick me up, right? I want to stay in school a little longer.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's so fascinating. Every teacher that works in a different building that comes in to check it out, they're just blown away. Like, you can't even fathom it until you walk in and see it for yourself.
So as we mentioned before, next Monday is the actual first day of school. Are there any important dates and times that the students need to know about for next week?
Just be ready for learning on that first day of school. They all know their bell times, and we're so excited to have them. I know throughout this week, the elementary schools will be doing their popsicles or the principals events. And so I look forward to seeing kids out on the campuses there. I know the principals are super excited for that, and we're going to hit the ground running on August 29th.
All right, Scott, we really appreciate you joining us today, and a best of luck to everyone and all the hardworking staff at the West Bloomfield School District this year.
Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you, Scott. You as well. Scott Long from the West Bloomfield School District. It looks like that's about all the time that we're going to have here today. I am Larry Nilan, hosting The Splash for you this week. We want to thank you for watching The Splash, which is Greater West Bloomfield's very own TV, radio, and streaming show. Watch us live Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 10 a.m. on Civic Center TV. Also watch us on Comcast Channel 15, AT&T Channel 99, on the web at civiccentertv.com, and on Civic Center TV's Facebook app. And you can also even listen to us live on 89.3 Lakes FM. For Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM, I am Larry Nilan. We will see you tomorrow.